7 psychological traps that keep you overthinking without you realizing it. Your brain is lying to you right now, not sometimes, not occasionally, every single day. And the worst part? You think it's you doing the thinking. But science says otherwise. There is a study from Harvard University that found the average person spends 46.9% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're actually doing. Almost half your life lost inside a mental trap you never agreed to enter. You've been told overthinking is a habit, a personality trait, something you were just born with. You've been lied to. Overthinking is not random. It is engineered by your own mind against you. I'm going to show you the 7 psychological traps running silently inside your head right now. Nobody tells you this. Most therapists won't even say it this clearly. By the time this ends, you will never think the same way again. Trap 1. The Zeigarnik loop. Your brain cannot let go of unfinished things. This is not a flaw. This is a design. In 1927, a Soviet psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik discovered something disturbing. Waiters could remember every single detail of an incomplete order, but the moment the bill was paid, gone, completely erased from memory. Here is what this means for you. Every argument you never finished, every conversation that ended wrong, every goal you started but quietly dropped, your brain is still holding all of them open, like 50 browser tabs running in the background, draining your energy without you even noticing. You know that one conversation from 3 years ago that randomly pops into your head at 2 a.m.? That is the Zeigarnik loop. Your mind refuses to close it because it was never resolved. And manipulators know this about you. They leave conversations unfinished on purpose. They walk away mid-argument. They send a message and go silent because they know your brain will obsess over it. They are not confused. They are not busy. They are pulling your strings. The dark truth is, the loop only closes when you decide it's done. Not when they respond, not when you get an apology, when you make the conscious decision to close the tab yourself. That is the only way out. Trap 2. Rumination quicksand. The more you try to stop thinking about something, the deeper you sink. Science proves this. In 1987, psychologist Daniel Wegner ran an experiment. He told people one simple thing: do not think about a white bear. And what happened? They thought about nothing but the white bear. This is called ironic process theory, and your brain does this to you every single day. You tell yourself, stop overthinking this, stop replaying that moment, stop imagining the worst case, and your brain fires back harder. Here is what this means for you. Every time you fight the thought, you feed it. Every time you say, I need to stop thinking about this, you have just thought about it again. This is not weakness. This is how your mind was built. But here is what nobody tells you. The way out is not resistance. It is redirection. You do not fight the thought. You replace the action. Stand up, move your body, change the physical environment. Your brain cannot maintain the same thought loop when your body is doing something new. The thought doesn't disappear, it just loses its grip. Trap 3. The negativity bias prison. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It is designed to keep you alive. And to stay alive, it scans for threats, constantly, obsessively, even when there is no threat, even when you are completely safe. Research shows that negative experiences stick to your memory like Velcro. Positive experiences slide off like Teflon. One criticism cuts deeper than 10 compliments. One bad moment ruins a good day. One cruel word from years ago still lives in your chest. Here is what this means for you. Your brain is not being irrational when it spirals into dark thoughts. It is doing exactly what evolution programmed it to do. protect you. But the problem is, the world has changed. The threats are different now. There are no lions chasing you, but your brain still screams like there are. And so you overthink every email, every decision, every look someone gave you, because your mind treats a social rejection the same way it treats physical danger. The dark truth is, the people who understand this use it against you. They know a single well-placed insult can live in your head for years. One comment, one cold stare, one moment of rejection, and they own real estate in your mind for free. Protect yourself by naming it. When a negative thought loops, say out loud, "This is my negativity bias. This is not reality." That single act breaks the automatic cycle. Trap 4. Decision paralysis. Most people never realize this about themselves. The more options you have, the more anxious you become. This is not indecisiveness. This is your nervous system being overwhelmed. Psychologist Barry Schwartz called it the paradox of choice. More freedom, more options, more paths, more suffering. Here is what this means for you. You overthink not because you are weak, but because you are drowning in possibilities. What if I choose wrong? What if there was a better option? What if I regret this? And so you freeze. You delay. You ask 10 people for opinions and still feel no clearer. Because the problem was never the decision. The problem is that your brain treats every choice like it is permanent. Like one wrong step ends everything. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Most decisions are reversible. Most paths lead somewhere useful. Most regrets come not from wrong choices, but from no choice at all. The people who manipulate indecisive minds know this too. They overwhelm you with options deliberately. They create urgency, artificial deadlines, fake scarcity, because a paralyzed mind is easy to steer. Take back control by making small decisions fast. Train your brain that choices are not threats. Every small decision you make quickly rewires the fear. Trap 5. The spotlight effect. You believe people are watching you, analyzing you, judging every move you make. You are wrong. A Cornell University study found that people dramatically overestimate how much others notice them. You spent 10 minutes fixing your hair before walking in. Nobody noticed. You stumbled over your words in a meeting. Nobody remembered. You wore the wrong thing to an event. Nobody cared. Here is what this means for you. You are overthinking an audience that does not exist. The person you're afraid of judging you is too busy worrying about being judged themselves. Everyone is the main character in their own story, and in their story, you are a background detail. But your brain refuses to believe this. It keeps performing, rehearsing, second-guessing, because it was built in a world where social rejection could mean death. Being cast out from the tribe was a death sentence. And so your nervous system treats embarrassment like a life-or-death situation. The dark truth is, most of your overthinking is a performance for an empty theater. When you catch yourself spiraling about what someone thinks of you, ask one question. Will this matter in 5 years? Not 5 days, 5 years. The answer will almost always be no, and the spiral loses its power. Trap 6. Catastrophic thinking. Your brain has a talent, one specific destructive talent, taking the smallest possible problem and turning it into the end of the world. You send a text and they don't reply for 2 hours, your brain says they hate you. You make one mistake at work, your brain says you will be fired, you will lose everything. You feel a slight pain in your chest. Your brain says, this is it. This is called catastrophizing, and it is one of the most exhausting things your mind does to you. Here is what this means for you. Your brain is running worst-case simulations in the background all day, not because you are broken, but because imagining the worst was a survival advantage. The ancestor who assumed the rustling leaves were a predator survived longer than the one who didn't. But most leaves today are just wind, and you are burning enormous mental energy preparing for disasters that will never happen. The people who understand this use it to control you. They introduce uncertainty on purpose. They go quiet at key moments. They hint at consequences without confirming them, because an anxious mind fills in the blanks, and it always fills them with the worst possible answer. Protect yourself by challenging the story. When your brain gives you a catastrophic prediction, ask, what is the realistic outcome? Not the worst, not the best, the realistic. That single shift pulls you out of the spiral. Trap 7. The identity loop. This is the one most people never see because it cuts the deepest. You've spent years telling yourself a story about who you are. I am an overthinker. I am anxious by nature. I have always been this way. And here's the trap. The moment you make overthinking part of your identity, your brain starts protecting it, because your mind doesn't want to be wrong about who you are. It would rather keep the problem than lose the story. Here is what this means for you. Every time you say, I am an overthinker, you are signing a contract with your own brain. You are giving it permission to keep doing what it does. You are not an overthinker. You are a person who has been caught in thinking traps. That's a behavior, not an identity. Behaviors can change. Identities feel permanent. The dark truth is, the labels people put on you early in life become cages you build for yourself. Someone called you too sensitive once. Someone said you always overthink everything, and part of you believed them. And now you perform that story on autopilot. Break the contract today. Stop saying, I am an overthinker. Start saying, I caught myself in an overthinking loop. One word changes everything. Am makes it permanent. Caught makes it something you can step out of. So here is what you now know that most people will never understand. Your brain is not broken. It's trapped. Trapped in loops designed for a world that no longer exists. And the people who understand these traps use them to keep you confused, anxious, and easy to control. But you are not easy to control anymore. You know the Zeigarnik loop keeps you obsessing over unfinished things. You know rumination quicksand gets worse the harder you fight it. You know your negativity bias was built for survival, not happiness. You know decision paralysis is engineered by the people who profit from your hesitation. You know the spotlight effect is a performance for an audience that left long ago. You know catastrophic thinking is your ancestor's survival tool misfiring in modern life. And you know the identity loop is the deepest cage of all. Knowledge alone does not free you, but it is always the first step. If you want to go deeper into how dark psychology operates inside your own mind, and how to finally take back control of your thoughts, you already know what to do next. The truth is here. Most people will scroll past it, but you're still watching. That already makes you different.